What's up, you guys, and welcome to another episode of the Alex Hampton Show. This is our first episode in 2026, and I am so glad to come back and do this show. And I did not want to do the show by myself, so I'm glad that I was able to get writer, screenwriter, comic book writer, and artist,
Sex symbol.
and spoken word artist, and business
You gotta say sex
owner.
symbol. Say it. Look into the camera and say sex symbol.
Ian Elliott Carter to
All
the
right.
show. How are you doing today, Ian?
Thank you, brother. I'm happy to be back, man. Sorry it takes so long. You know, life gets busy and stuff like that. But man, I can't wait to talk nerdy crap with you for the rest of the year, man, because I enjoy being on the show.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm glad to have you back, guys. Jeremy couldn't be with us today, but we'll definitely have him on the next show if he's
a
definitely
coward.
available.
I'm just kidding. I love Jeremy.
But yeah, we got some just quick topics for you guys today. But if this is your first time watching this episode of the Alex Hampton Show, I would love to welcome you here to the show. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well if you want to stay tuned up to updated to the new things that are coming out on Momentum Media. And again, we have some topics that we're going to jump into today. They are definitely movie news related. We have a main topic that, shout out to Ryan Coogler for doing what he's doing in the film game. But before we get into that, we're going to jump into our off the top topics. And we only have one, and I wanted to surprise Ian with this off the top topic. So in light of everything that is going on in the world, a lot of craziness, we're definitely going into some form of, I believe, some form of martial law, especially here in the state of Florida. I recently rewatched it again. Dave Chappelle's The Unstoppable. If you watch the actual
That's the most recent one, right?
That's the most recent one. Did you
Gotcha.
you saw it?
Yeah.
And I rewatched it, and the first time I saw it, I thought it was funny. And the second time I watched it, I'm like, some of the things that he's saying, unfortunately, are kind of happening in real time. And to give you my quick thoughts on it before I pass it to Ian, as a comedian, I think he's hilarious. But this particular special kind of hit things home for me because he made a point that I don't know if I necessarily agree with, but he said that it was easier for him to do comedy in another country versus here in America. And the only reason why I kind of struggle with that is because, if you talk about the people in another countries, they're going to kill you on sight and there's no recourse for it. However, strangely enough, America's getting close to that. And again, from an artistic standpoint, he touched on some things that were kind of real world to me, and still somewhat funny. But I am a fan of comedy, and I am a fan of art. And I just wanted to ask Ian, you obviously saw the special, and with this particular special, what did you think of it? And also, do you think he's resonating of what's going on in America today?
Yeah. There's a lot I could say about that. First and foremost, Dave Chappelle is top 5 dead or alive comedians, hands down. This one wasn't my favorite special of his, but I've noticed like recently, I don't even think he's trying to be better than his classics. I think he's genuinely just wants to have a conversation with America, which I don't have a problem with that at all. I think that's dope. I've seen it kind of evolving to like, hey, these are the current topics or the current climate of America at the moment. Let me just give a little input on this. But yeah, I liked it a lot though. The thing about that is I agree and disagree with that statement that he said about having more freedom over there. And I'll say where I disagree. Obviously, if you say certain things there, they're not going to arrest you. They're just going to kill you. Right. They just don't want you insulting their king or whatever, which is ridiculous. We can't even imagine that because I go off on President Trump like 30 times a day without even knowing. That's just now it's like second nature. I just do it because I'm mad.
Right.
And then they have their thing about it. It's very conservative religious type country. So like homosexuality, all that stuff. That's where I disagree with him. Like yes, the punishment is different over there if you say certain things. But I will say this though. I guess that statement is true when it depends on the topic, because I
Yeah.
guess he was basically saying the things that he talks about, people are outraged and shocked and want to take away his job and cancel him and just like, just end his career for the things he talks about.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't make jokes about Middle Eastern kings. He doesn't make jokes about
Yeah, that's true.
whatever else you can get killed for over there. Those are the
Yeah.
topics that they can't say, that they said stay away from these. He doesn't talk about anyway. So I think that's what
Yeah.
he meant. Like the topics I like to talk about, black issues. He takes jabs at the transgender community. He gives it to everybody basically. Like he holds no punches to everybody. And his main frame of topics aren't going to get him canceled or in trouble over there, because like I said, he ain't talking about the stuff that they're banning over there. He doesn't have to worry about taking away his job or his freedom and all this stuff for saying the jokes that he likes to say. So that's where I say I disagree and agree with him. It just depends on the content. So yes, technically he is right, but overall he's wrong. If you want to make it a broad statement. As in America turning into something like that. Oh yeah, I could definitely see that. I agree. I feel like we're still like not a third world country. I don't know if you've been out of the country, but
Yeah.
and if you actually leave the country and go to other places that are third world, then you start to love America more. I'll just admit it. Like I love places like Dominican Republic, Africa, the West Indian Islands, but they have a lot of work to do. It is what it is. They have a lot of work to do. Some of the people are the nicest people you ever meet, and they're trying. That's why they like to come to America, because they are trying to do better for themselves, because their government doesn't let them. Their government is full of criminals, and then they have criminals as well that they have to dodge if they're trying to be good people. That's why they generally want to come here to be better, to do better for themselves and their family. But as in like our government, it's flirting with it though. I'm not saying that we're getting to a third world country status, because I've seen people say that, and I think that's a little extreme. But when it comes to like that type of movement where like you can't even peacefully protest without getting arrested, you have to check IDs just to walk around down the street. And don't say they're only doing it to immigrants, because I've seen a video of them pulling over a black person born and raised in America, not African, not West Indian, not Islander, nothing. Born and raised in America, had an very American accent, and they still check this ID. That right there, that's over the line. That is not what this country is based off of. That is World War II Nazi shit. So yes, I could definitely see this going wrong if it doesn't get checked. So that's my comments on
that. I have to agree. I did see a few of my people being stopped. It's not a video, but I saw a story of a man during, I think it was New Year's. He was in Los Angeles, an off-duty ICE person killed him, shot him because he was doing stand-up fireworks or something like that. And I know things are scary now. And when I recently rewatched it like a couple nights ago, and I was just like, wow, like I pray that we can all get through the next 4 to 5 years of this. And I just pray that we all get through I pray that this doesn't get any worse than what it already is. But I would just say again, from the special, I think it was a decent special. And I also think that in regards to it affecting the broader world, that everyone out there who's either watching or will rewatch the playback or listen to the playback, I would just say from me to you guys, stay safe. Know your rights, know the laws in what city or state you live in, and protect you and your family the best way you can, so that way you can get through this situation the best legal way as possible.
And let me say something on the nerdy topic of this. If you claim to be a fan of Martin Luther King or the X-Men or most Marvel and DC comics, especially the X-Men, you claim that Wolverine's your favorite, you claim that Professor X and Magneto are awesome, don't you be a fucking bitch ass ICE supporter, because it doesn't make any goddamn sense. if you actually watch the show, read the comics, watch the movies, and you're like, oh, I love X-Men. X-Men is my favorite. I can't wait to see these X-Men movies. Oh, I love the X-Men. And you're like, oh, I support ICE. You a bitch ass nigga. I said it. Sorry. Sorry.
Hey, those words are from Ian Elliott Carter, by the way. I just want to put that out there. And I agree. I agree because it's kind of like an oxymoron, but you know, I just want to point out who said what on this particular topic. But now that we've gotten out the way, let's go ahead and jump into the main topic for today's show.
Fuentes is going to come to my door and try and check me. God dang.
Yo, no joke. Before we move to the topic, if I find out that you are missing, yo, I'm going to call your wife and make sure that you are okay. Facts, like seriously. But now that we've gotten out the way, let's go ahead and jump into one of the main topics today. And the main topic comes to one of my favorite directors in the game, who I believe who has been snubbed in previous Oscars, who I believe is a pioneer of not only of our community, but people in the film and creative community. Someone who I believe should have gotten an Oscar for Black Panther in 2018, Ryan Coogler, has broke an all-time record of with 16 Academy Award nominations with his movie Sinners. Now, I kind of regret this. I never got a chance to see it in theaters, but I did watch it at home. Yeah, I know. I was out of town, I was doing things, and I could not see that movie for whatever reason, but I did see it.
There's a lot of movies you can watch at home, but there's some movies you have to see in the theater because of how they shot it and how cinematic it is. Sinners is definitely one you had to see in the theaters, but you know what it is. Do better next time.
Right. And I'm told that was a theatrical experience, and I regret it. If they happen to re-release it again in my city, I'm definitely going to go watch it in theaters. But I remember where I was when I watched the movie, and I'm not really a big fan of horror thriller movies, but like it's Ryan Coogler, so I'm gonna give it a try. Yo, this movie was freaking amazing, from the writing, the storytelling, and this is not your everyday vampire movie. And what is so dope about this movie that I don't know that a lot of people catch is that this movie takes place literally in one day. And it is phenomenal from the beginning to the end. It is a phenomenal story. Ryan Coogler is up against things like that Leo DiCaprio movie. I forgot what it was called. It just flew out of my head. But also Marty Supreme, and I saw Marty Supreme. Marty Supreme is a great film, and this movie should not only win Best Picture. I believe this movie should win best screenplay, and I also believe Michael B. Jordan should get an Academy Award for Best Lead Actor. This movie was amazing. It stood the test of time. Now, the nominees that are going against it, or going with, I won't say against, but with it, they were great films as well. Again, I love Marty Supreme. I did watch Leo's movie. Again, I forget the title of it. It escapes me. And there were some others that I saw. I do believe that, well, I don't know if I completely agree with this, but I don't know if Avatar was nominated for Best Picture, but I can see why it was. I don't know if I agree if it should be in that category or not, but this film is a film that needs to win an Oscar for these reasons. Ryan directed it. He wrote it. He put the characters together. And fun fact, I found this out from Robert Meyer Burnett, friend of the show. He the outfits that he wore, that the characters wore, were from outfits they created for the Blade movie for Marvel.
Oh, the Blade movie, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I did not know that. I had no idea that they did that. And again, I'm not saying that the other movies that are out are bad or trash or anything like that, But I will say this movie was phenomenal. It's definitely rewatchable. And on top of that, it deserves every award that it gets. Unfortunately, because the business is the way it is, I don't believe he's going to walk away with an Oscar, unfortunately. But I do believe he deserves
I don't know
one.
about that.
But Ian, what do you? I mean, I would love to hear your comments on it. And what do you think about his about not just this movie being nominated, but what do you think about his career as a whole?
Yeah, man. He's had a great career. He's got 3 fantastic movies and 1 mid movie. Before I answer these questions, man, let me ask you, how would you rank his movies? Because so we got Fruitville Station, we have we got Fruitville Station, Creed, just the first Creed. We have Black Panther 2, and Sinners. So that's 5 movies. How would you rank them?
So for me, it would be Sinners. This is hard. Yeah, Sinners is number 1. Black Panther is a close second because I really liked Fruitvale Station. So I would say Black Panther second, Fruitvale Station third, Creed 1 is really good. Out of all 3 of them, I love Creed, the first one. So I would, Sinners, Fruitvale Station.
I tell it was
Sinners.
him that did that one.
Right. So yeah, Sinners, Black Panther, Fruitvale Station, Creed, and then Black Panther 2.
Okay. So I think we have the same first and the same last. So I'm gonna say mine. I'll do Sinners is number 1 for me. Number 2 would probably be Fruitville Station. That was the first movie they did, and that made me actually cry. And I'm a thug, so it takes me a lot to cry. And that one had me bawling at the end. So Fruitville Station be 2, Creed would be 3 for me, Black Panther 1, then Black Panther 2. And I think Creed and Black Panther are probably a tie for me, actually. The only reason I give a little bit of the edge to Creed is just because of how bad the CGI was toward the end fight. I was like, oh man, that would have been better like as a practical thing. But as an acting goes, like, they both killed it, him and Michael B. Jordan. And Chadwick Boseman. So back to your question though, man. I actually disagree with you when you said that you don't think he's gonna win. 16 nominations, bro. Statistically, he's probably gonna win a couple. Now, all of them, I don't think so. I don't think so. And there's I think he deserves most of them. There's some I might say he doesn't deserve, but 16 nominations and 0 losses is wild. I don't know if I agree with that.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. But here's the 2 that he definitely deserves. I'll be mad if he doesn't get at least these 2. Cinematography, man. That one-shot scene where it looks like a one-shot scene of the Ancestors song that he did. Man. Take Me Away. I forgot what the song's called or something like that. But man, that right there, that is one of my favorite scenes of all time. I'm saying it, of all times, because something about a good scene that touches your heart, because he just took you through time and just, it was very nirvanic feeling, I guess. It was just a really good feeling. It put me in a good spot, good mood. And right after that scene, everything went downhill for the script. Or not for the script, for the characters. But that was top tier cinematography right there. So he needs to win that. And number 2, I do think Michael B. Jordan deserves best role. A lot of people are saying Timothy Chalamet, but Michael B. Jordan played 2 characters. Don't get it twisted. He played 2 characters at the same time. That, bro. Now that alone to me.
Yeah, that's not easy.
It's not easy. You know why? Because one, you're making 2 different people, and you can, if you close your eyes and you hear one guy talking, the other guy talking, they look exactly alike. Who's smoking stack just by their, by their personalities. So to me, hands down, Michael B. Jordan, if he doesn't win that, I will be mad because he did double the work, literally double the work than everybody else. I do think there's a possibility he can win best script, but I do think Weapons has a equal opportunity. I'm not saying Weapons script was better, but I do think script wise, those 2 can, I think they could, go back to back. And I wouldn't be mad if either one of them won. But I think hands down cinematography and best actor should go to Ryan Coogler's movies.
Oh yeah, and I agree. I agree with you. I'm hoping. I'm really hoping for a win for Ryan Coogler at least like out of the 16, at
Oh, and
least
music too.
5.
Sorry, I forgot that
Yeah.
too. Music, hands down.
Oh yeah, the music was dope.
What other movie had better music than Sinners? Come on.
None that I can think of. At least none that are nominated that I can think of. At least.
I'm saying. So if he doesn't win that, I'll be mad too. Like, you know, his songs are literally played all over Instagram and Facebook and TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're yeah. I'll be mad.
yeah. I would. If he gets snubbed, like if he walks away with no rewards, I don't know. And this might be extreme, but I'm probably never watching the Oscars again because there's no way. There's no way. Like that movie is the test of time. And by the way, fun fact: all the movies that we listed of Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan has been in all of them.
Mm-hmm.
All of them, and I'm like, and all of them were great. Black Panther 2 aside, they were all great.
Even that too. I don't mean to interrupt though. Like Black Panther 2 was a mid movie, and I probably won't rewatch it again. But he did good for what he was working with. That's why, like, I don't hate him for that. It wasn't like, oh, my childhood's ruined. No, the main characters passed away. What can you do? He did what he could do.
Right. But I'm hoping that he does get a few wins in the Oscars. It'd be dope if he gets all 16. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Ryan Coogler will win or win any Oscars at the Oscars, or do you think he won't win any? I would love to know your opinion in the comment section below, and just let me know your thoughts. All right, you guys, we're going to jump into the next topic, and the next topic is a little trash film that a trailer came out today, a film that I don't know why Hollywood wants to go to and develop, because I think the universe in itself is stupid. But we won't stay long on this topic. But Masters of the Universe trailer came out today. I was at work, I was on break, and I said IGN posted this trailer. The trailer's, I think, about a minute and 30 seconds. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat or in the comment section. I watched the trailer, and mind you, I've never grew up. I mean, I've seen He-Man. I've seen him in the cartoons. I know that was one of the things that my dad used to love watching when he was a kid. I watched this trailer. This trailer is garbage. This is the reason why a lot of people have said that Hollywood is they're developing certain movies and spending money on certain movies that they shouldn't. I just from an artistic standpoint and a story narrative standpoint, I don't think anybody's going to watch this movie, but I could be wrong. This could be $1 billion movie, because I thought no one was going to see Minecraft, but apparently people went to go see Minecraft. So I was clearly wrong in that. But the Masters of the Universe trailer, in my opinion, was trash. I spoke with Ian off camera. He didn't see the trailer, but I did want to ask you really quickly, did you ever watch the show or heard about the show? And what are your overall thoughts about He-Man Masters of the Universe?
Okay, so no, I never watched the show. That's why I didn't jump on the trailer, because I was like, I'm not gonna say like it's trash or it's not gonna work, because I mean, I didn't know what the Guardians were, and then I loved them. But I'm probably not gonna rush to see this one. Never saw it. I feel like I see the funny stuff on Robot Chicken about He-Man and Skeletor. That's Skeletor especially has me cracking up on Robot Chicken. So that's the only thing I know about those guys. Skeletor's voice is hilarious. Until next time, He-Man. I don't even know that's what he sounds like. He just sounds like that on Robot Chicken. But no, I never saw the show. But if it is that funny though, if they're like, yo, the Robot Chicken guys, we got inspiration from that, and it might be good actually. But if they're gonna keep it to like how the kids were in the 70s, whatever era that came up with, it looks like it'd probably suck. But who am I? I'm not even a fan. So
yeah. I mean, it's funny. I forgot about Robot Chicken, and they did
that show was funny as hell, man. I used to love that show.
I used to love that show too. I wasn't allowed to watch that show, but I watched it anyway.
I wouldn't either.
And that show was amazing. I will say, though, to give it some props, I did see Skeletor, as Ian mentioned, and he actually looks pretty cool. but everything else, oh my god, I'm not going to tell nobody what to do in terms of whether you should watch a movie or not. I know I'm probably gonna watch this if Redbox is even still a thing. Thing by the time this movie comes out. But what do you guys think? Did you guys watch the trailer? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Jump into the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. All right, we got two more topics for today's show, and this is one of the topics that I've been wanting to talk to Ian about for a long time. Not just Ian, but also Jeremy as well.
Lay it on me.
So, as you guys know, Avengers Doomsday will be coming out literally this December. I have no idea. I won't say I have no idea, but I will say, because I remember when I discussed this with Rob when he was on my show, I said that this is the first time that an Avengers movie is coming out, and I'm not all that excited about it like I was Avengers Endgame or Infinity War. Now, over the course of time, we have seen trailers come out. There has been a Steve Rogers trailer, which I did see in theaters when I went to go see Avatar. There was an X-Men trailer. Apparently, that trailer also came out in theaters as well. I didn't know that. I just saw it online. And then there's another trailer of Thor. I guess he's talking to the gods about protecting his daughter. And then there's another one that I recently saw about a few weeks back of the people of Wakanda meeting up with the people of Fantastic Four, Thing in particular. Now, out of all of the trailers that I have seen, I do like the X-Men one, just to see it, and people keep pointing to the whole Cyclops scene. That's not my favorite part of the trailer. My favorite part of the trailer is literally watching the X-Men school destroyed, and you see Professor X and you see Magneto reconnecting. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ian. The last time we saw those two in a room, Magneto couldn't really use his powers anymore after Last Stand. But I also understand that other movies have taken place since Last Stand. But it was phenomenal to see, to kind of re-energize my excitement. But I will say, I am not as excited as I was for Endgame or Avengers, Infinity War. But I am intrigued and interested. Now, we also got rumors of wow. I'm just seeing your note. My bad.
No, you good. You got it. You took care of
it. But I am seeing rumors of Tobey Maguire potentially being in this movie, and also seeing rumors that that there's going to be like a huge fight between him and Doom. I don't know if I can really see that, given the fact of the stakes of who Doom is, and John Campea is running his mouth talking about how they don't explain why Robert Downey Jr. why Doom looks like Tony. My take on everything is, the topic is, what can we expect from Avengers Doomsday? I do expect an all-out war, and something a little bit more compelling than what we got in the last Avengers film. However, I do believe, from what I was told, I won't say who, but I was told, I wasn't given any major spoilers, but all he told me is pay attention to Magneto, because Magneto will be a very key character in this particular film, which I am excited for. I Ian McKellen looks hella old, but if he's going to be a threat against Doom, I am still interested to see that. But my excitement level is not as high as it was for the previous Avengers films. With all that being said, Ian, where's your excitement level for the movie? What do you expect for Avengers Doomsday? And is there anything that you heard or anything that excites you about the potential plot or the story of this film?
Oh man, my excitement is pretty high. It probably is not as high as it was for Endgame, but it's probably as high as it was for Infinity War. So it's that level. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do have mixed feelings about some of it, but overall it's positive. Like all those trailers that you were just talking about, I loved all of them, especially the X-Men one. I loved the comic book accurate looking Cyclops.
Yeah.
But man, Magneto is one of my favorite characters of all time. And so like if they're gonna have a lot of attention to him in this movie, then boy, I'm probably gonna like it a lot. And the
Mhm.
X-Men are some of my favorite characters. And like I said earlier, if you like Ice, which I feel like Ice is the one that tore up the X Mansion anyway. What the hell is that about?
That
Got
was a
no
good one.
context. But I feel like, yeah, the villains of the real world, aka Ice, is still messing with the people, just being prejudiced for no reason.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see this movie, particularly just for the X-Men, because they're my favorite characters. And I'm hearing that there's more, people like you said, Tobey Maguire, that are going to be in the movie that weren't
Mhm.
even announced on the chair watch. But I'm excited for it. And I'm so the thing is, like, I see a lot of potential spoilers online and maybe some made up stuff, but like this is gonna be something weird. People won't agree with me, but I'm like, I like seeing some of that because some of it I know is fake, but I like to see the creative sides of what people can think of. Because there's sometimes I'll read some spoilers and it won't happen in the movie, and I'm like, yo, that was actually kind of good. I'm not. I mean, it
Mhm.
kind of disappoints you in the movie because you're expecting it and it doesn't happen, which is for the better anyway. You shouldn't know the full movie, but like, I do like to see where people's imaginations go sometimes. So I think that's kind of
Mhm.
cool. So I've seen a lot of different tree branches of what this movie could be. I have no idea, but I got a little bit of an idea. But this is one of those movies where I can come up with so many theories, and I still don't think I'm right. Like I don't know when you have that many characters, which I do trust the Russo brothers because they've shown that they can juggle that many characters at once. Pause.
Yeah.
And so I'm just happy to see that they're back for this because only they could pull this off. And
Yeah.
let's see how it works. And that's a lot of characters to tell a story and more too. That it's either they're gonna have really short lines or they got something special. So I'm excited.
I'm excited, and you're right. I think these are these directors who are coming back are the perfect people to pull this off, given what they have done at
Hmm.
Marvel over the course of many years. But yeah, like after watching that X-Men trailer, I was like, okay, I'm definitely on board. Not as hyped as I was for Avengers Endgame, but I will say this: every time because you can go to Marvel's YouTube channel now, they had the Avengers Doomsday clock on there running. And I'm like, every time I look at it, I'm like, wow, I can't believe that this is how they're stirring of excitement. Kind of takes me back to when after Avengers Infinity War happened and we saw our favorite Avengers die, everybody was like, what the
Speechless.
hell? What's going to happen?
Hmm.
And it just makes me wonder, is that what they're going to set up in Doomsday, and is that what we're going to hopefully pay off in Secret War? So that's what I'm hoping for. But what do you guys think about Avengers Doomsday, and what do you guys expect? What theories do you believe? What spoiler, or not necessarily spoilers, but what rumors have you heard about this film? Drop into the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. All right, you guys. Now we're going to jump into the final topic for today. And again, like as I stated before, this is a topic that I've been wanting to talk about with Ian and Jeremy. I've had this conversation with other creators and got their minds on it, but this is something that has been dominating our world in real time, which is the use of AI. Is AI damaging creators and their work? Now, let me go ahead and say this as a creator myself. I've done films. I'm not a master editor on Photoshop. I would consider myself good, but I'm not like expert good. Some of the photos that you see up here, I have photoshopped, like that one with Static and Miles, and obviously the Alex Hampton show one, but the rest are stock photos. But I'm not a master at it. I do know how to do some things. I'm really good when it comes to Final Cut Pro and Adobe Pro and also sound editing. So I know what it's like being an artist. Also, I know I can pick up on some drawing. I'm not a Again, not a great drawer, but I can pick it up if I really put my time into it and really pick it up and do it. But I'm hearing from a lot of people that AI in itself is going to take away work from creators. Now, speaking as a creator myself, who's done those things, I'm gonna be honest with you. I utilize AI as an assistant tool versus using AI to generate full images. What do I mean? I don't use Chat GPT for editing photos or anything like that. I have used it for prompts, even for titles and things of that nature, but never to edit photos because it just doesn't look too real for me. It doesn't look fluent to me. Now, granted, I have the free version. I wonder what the paid version of GPT would look like. Plus, also there's other AI programs out there that I have used to do like recently I put out like the MIB thing with me, Jeremy, and Ian, and a couple others that I did just based off the filters that they had. I didn't type in any prompts. Now, Jeremy was talking about this in our group chat, which I kind of agree with, is that I don't know if you can label yourself as an artist if you just type in words and it generates a prop. I mean, granted, yes, they're your own thoughts. And granted, yes, you're directing the AI to create something, but there's a difference between giving prompts and then actually putting a pad to pen. Um, I personally look at it as is that, look at our everyday world. If you go to a McDonald's drive-through right now, it's an AI intercom. Same thing at Wendy's. I think one of the Chick-fil-A's is adapting that same model. AI is
Boy,
in a
you like
lot
to
of the
eat.
I mean, yes, I do. Like, who doesn't? but
He knows all the drive-throughs business. He's
and then also I want to point, and also I talked to a couple illustrators, and they were telling me, and they said that they believe that AI is going to become so sophisticated in a way where illustrators will be going out of business. And when I say illustrators, not people just who draw, but also people who create special effects and animation and all those things. They believe that within the next 5 to 10 years, the use of an illustrator won't be as heavy because of this new technology. How I feel about it is that I do believe that we all should adapt to AI in regards to incorporating it and enhancing art that you've already created and enhancing it. However, I don't know if I fully agree that it's going to take away the jobs of illustrators, because I was watching this podcast with Ben Affleck. I think he was on All the Smoke, and he said that, like, you can tell an AI, like I guess Chat GPT, for an example, to write you a movie script, but the script will not have that emotional human element that a human has. Now, I agree with that. I agree because you can tell, I can tell Chat GPT, write me a script about a man who goes to the moon, and they'll detail me like a 20-page script. But if I take that script and make it versus a person who made it willingly by their own thoughts, it's going to be two different movies. So I personally wouldn't rely on AI in a storytelling sense, but I would definitely rely on AI to help me create a better visual effect or a better filter form for like a movie poster or a photoshopped thing or an animation thing as a tool, not so much as putting in prompts. Because a lot of the things that I have created and utilized AI, I used photos that I've already created and I put it in the AI prompt versus me putting prompts up and letting it do its thing. That's just speaking from how I've utilized AI in the past and present. Now, again, do I think AI is going to get so advanced where it's taking away jobs? To a certain degree, yes. But what AI lacks, in my opinion, is that human element. I don't believe AI will get sophisticated enough to tell that human story. I don't believe AI could do a movie like a Sinners or like a Fruitvale Station or one of my favorite films, Pulp Fiction. I don't believe AI is that sophisticated enough. Now, could they recreate scenes from that particular those movies? Probably. And could it make the film look more in a 4K way? It's possible. But do I think that AI will ultimately get rid of people's jobs? I don't believe so necessarily. I will say this, as someone who's working on a lot of stuff, but also a comic book. I was telling Ian and Jeremy, I have thought about using AI, but if I'm being honest, I am so uneducated in it to the point where I don't know how to tell an AI to do what I want in order to produce a book and even sometimes just regular photos. So for me, it's extremely hard. I don't know how people can do it. And also my creative mind is like, okay, it's putting out something that I don't want, so I got to go and fix it. I'd rather not mess with it, at least in regards to that. But Ian, I know you utilize AI to certain things. Do you think it will take away from creators? Do you think it's damaging creators' work? And how do you feel about it just becoming a natural thing in our overall society?
Yeah. Overall, if we're gonna weigh my pros and cons, I mean, I think there's pros and cons to AI for sure.
Mhm.
Um, it's a lot to get used to. Even like I feel like after 2020, it was released and just like you know, it just opened the door and just started grinding its feet on our couch like Rick James. Like it just won't leave. And 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 there's nothing we could do about it. And
Right.
but there is pros and cons. There's little, in my opinion, little pros, but there are pros. They make good outlines. And
Mhm.
they do help. Like the other day, I actually used it for I was writing a script, and
Mhm.
I think what you're saying is spot on about it. Like, and what Ben Affleck was saying too is like they could be soulless sometimes. Like you're reading, you're like, nobody would say this. This
Right.
is nobody. No, but this is not how a movie would go. This is like low, 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 low tier. Like I don't know what a human acts like
Mhm.
writing. This is like an alien talking about a human that they heard about and they've never met. But it is evolving by the day. So eventually it might get better. But like I did have it help me the other day because when it comes to a realistic script or like an entertainment script, I can't use that. It's got to be me. I've
Mhm.
tried it and I'm like this. There's no way no one's gonna believe this. But I was trying to write an advertisement script, and
Mm.
there's some like scientific words of how and ways you do that when you do a commercial. There's certain lighting you have to use. There's certain keywords that you have to use to get this person's attention in the first 30 seconds. And I'm not good at that.
Mhm.
I'm one of those people you got to wait for the punchline and all that stuff. But like to get people's attention spans is really really short. So AI helped me with that, and I was really thankful because I was like I wouldn't even have thought to said some of these things, but they were attention grabbers. So I was thankful for that. Um, Other than that, man, it is used for the most ridiculous slop. It's caused some of the most ridiculous fake news I've ever seen in my life. You got to start like you really have to teach a class to the senior citizens about what's real and fake nowadays. Because I don't know how
Yeah.
many times my mom has sent me something and I'm like, that's not real. Look at the third elbow in the side. It's come on, you got to look at the little things. I'm trained on it now for the last
Mm.
6 years after seeing it so much. I'm like, immediately when I see a picture, I'm looking for the flaws, which I will say it is getting smaller and smaller each day. That's what scares me. And that's what scares
Mhm.
me about society and the media. Like, there's a lot of things that it has tricked me before. Like, yo, I thought that was actually real. And I was about to post about it. And then I saw something at the last minute, like, oh, snap. Everybody is looking forward and not responding or something like that. It's just little human details that an actual human can know. But it's fooling the elderly people a lot. They really think cats are driving boats. It's crazy. They're like, oh, I saw this video lately, and it's a ridiculous video that would never happen in real life. But it
Mhm.
looks so real that I think a lot of people talk about how they don't think kids should be online, which I 100% agree with. Like, because especially social media, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't think AI helps that at all because of the fake news and the fake pictures and it helps scammers too. Like it's I can make me an AI girl and sell feet pics. Don't take that idea. I'll do that. But as I say that I think there should be an age limit for the internet, especially social media. I think they should do the same for elderly people because they are getting fooled as much as kids would. They're getting scammed the most. They are starting to think, they're in relationships with Nigerian princes. It's come on. So yes, that's a little bit off topic, but like I said, like AI has its pros and cons. The cons are very scary, and I hope that it's forever used in a nice way. Hoping too much, right? I hope that they have safety guards for not launching a nuke or something, but who knows? Skynet's coming to reality, Bear. It's coming to reality.
Yeah. It's unfortunately that, and iRobot is becoming a reality as well, to an extent. And I'm not gonna lie, that's what's more frightening than creators losing their jobs. But I will say this, because I spoke with the project that I'm doing, I spoke with a lot of different illustrators, and one guy just flat out told me, he said, listen, I think it's called Banana or something like that. He had he lost a job to somebody who hired him to do an animation of something, and they fired him because they downloaded Banana and paid for the high tier subscription. I think it's like $100 or so more a month. And he had said, I'm not sorry, not Banana, Suno, that's what it's called. He was supposed to do a producer thing with it. He's supposed to help him make music, and he downloaded Suno, and got the higher tier. And I guess Suno can help you mix and master and label your music in a particular way. And this creator was telling me he lost a job because he told me that the person that hired him found out what Suno could do, paid Suno less money, and now they're making music on Suno versus paying an actual producer and actually going into an actual studio to record and do what they're doing. And when I hear stuff like that, to me, that is kind of scary. I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, people are, and I found this out literally in doing my research, people are going to AI concerts. And that is scary. There's an AI artist that had like a watch party concert, and people are going to that shit. That is free. Like it's like watching your favorite cartoon do your favorite songs. It's unnerving, and in that regard I do think it's scary. But I don't know if AI will ever get to a point where it will start taking away people's jobs. I will say this though, to give some credence to what some of those creators are saying. I do believe that a lot of visual effects companies will probably go out of business because it seems like AI is doing the work for major studios and even smaller independent studios to create that visual effect of whatever they're trying to do. Like, this is no secret, but Robert Meyer Burnett told me that they are utilizing AI in Avengers Doomsday for their special effects. I mean, that's not really a secret, but they are utilizing that to cut costs. And I wouldn't know unless, I'm in the editing room, but I would say this, that I don't feel any differently about them using AI to master visual effects versus them not using it for, like, I don't know, Captain America Brave New World. So for me, I will say that yes, AI is a tool. Like Ian said, there are pros and cons to it, but it is getting shockingly strange. I will say there's some funny things. Like I've seen AI of Obama slapping Donald Trump. I was like, okay, this is stupid. Or Donald Trump doing the crip walk. I thought that was funny. But other than that, it is getting strangely unnerving, and I think there's some lot of creative side to it, but I also think from the artist side to it, I don't know if you can label yourself as an artist if you are utilizing AI to generate something that you didn't draw or make a video or whatever for it. Apparently, I did not know this, but there are people who are using AI blogs. Like they type in prompts, they have an image of themselves, and their image is talking and for them. And I'm like, that is, I don't know if I would be okay with that for me. But overall, I will say this: I do AI is going to be our future, and I do think we do need to embrace the pros versions of it. However, I don't think that it's going to take away people's jobs. In a lot of ways, I do believe it will enhance people's work. Before I close out the show, Ian, did you have any more to add to the topic? Or
Yeah, I feel attacked with your last comment, man. You know, I just put out a video with uh with myself talking with an AI.
no,
Yeah.
not you, not you. I'm talking about
No,
like 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 a
like the
live
blogs.
version, not a cartoon, a live version of themselves, and it's AI talking as them. You did a
Hmm.
cartoon. That's different.
Well, it was AI, and it was my voice, but I wasn't doing it live though. But yeah, I put my voice in there, and then yeah, the cartoon version of me talked.
No, I still
But
think. By the
yeah,
way, I think I do like to because we talked about it in the group chat. I think that's
mhm,
cool. The only thing with that is it just wasn't as fluent, but I
yeah.
still think that that is cool. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're 100% right. Like it wasn't my best work, but I can also say like I think you even touched on this like we kind of have to adapt to it. The toothpaste is out of the tub. What can we do as
Mhm.
creatives? We have to see what we can do with it, but also I'm against it using 100% of it. Like if you're going to be a creative person, like throw your sauce in there. But
Yeah.
if it's just you're just doing AI slop and just hey, put a fish playing a piano and then printing that out and putting it into the world, like that's not art. That's bullshit. And I see that shit all the time. It gets all a cat's driving a car, a million likes. What? That took zero effort. What are you
No
talking about?
effort.
Two girls that are obviously fake eating ice cream, a trillion likes. What?
Yeah.
Stop it.
I don't
This is
get
a
it.
sad world we live in. I don't know what you want. What do you want from me? Sorry.
And like I stated before, and I agree with that. I have a problem with people putting out AI stuff and it's
Mhm.
getting a billion likes on the most horrendous things. Like he
Yeah.
said, like a fish playing a piano. In my opinion, would that be cool to watch in real life? Yes. Is it
Oh
cool
yeah,
to
in real
watch
life for
on
sure.
TikTok? It's stupid. It is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I'm like, okay.
Facts.
But fun fact, I did see someone, and I don't know how true. I mean, I did see someone. I don't know how true this is, but someone said that they created a 30-minute like short film with Sora, and he took it to uh what's it one of the film festivals for Sundance. Took it to
Mhm.
Sundance, and he was nominated at Sundance for that little 30-minute short that he did on Sora. And he
Wow.
explained to everybody this is completely AI generated with a few live actors, but it's all AI generated. And surprisingly, he got nominated. And I was like, well, if they can accept it, I think we all can accept some AI stuff in our content. Just I mean, that's just food for thought.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you guys think about AI being a part of our everyday life? Do you guys are for it? Are you guys against it? Jump into the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. And that will wrap up today's episode of the Alex Hampton Show. Thank you guys for joining essentially episode 1 of 2026. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow us on our multiple social medias. Ian, where can we find you on social media? And do you have anything coming up for the future of your channel or just things in general with your brand?
And man, just go to Google, type Ian Elliott Carter, and subscribe to all of it. whatever it is.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'm hoping to do some YouTube. I have ideas. It's just getting up in the morning and doing it. So hopefully I can motivate myself to get back on there. I tried the other day. My self-esteem went immediately down when I did some AI work, but um, I'm going to pick myself up by my bootstraps and I'm going to keep it going, man. I'm going to try something else.
Oh, bet. And also, I want to point out, do for the people who are utilizing AI way better than I could ever. By the way, I'm a little bit jealous, if I'm being honest. Do not be discouraged in that, because there are, like, for the one thing I want to point out with Ian's video, Ian took an image of himself and an image of his likeness, and created something creative. I have no problem with that, me as a creative. But if Ian did something that was, like, again, a fish playing a piano, in my opinion, that's not art. I'm just being honest. That's not.
It's not.
But at the same time, I don't want to shit on creators who are really trying to learn their footing in AI. So I want to throw that out there that, yes, if you are giving photos and original content to AI to sharpen, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because I've done that. But at the same time, I don't want to shame anybody who's using AI to further their creativity. But so I just want to put that out there. But thank you guys again for watching the show. Again, please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on all multiple social medias, and come back potentially next week for a new episode of the Alex Hampton Show. As always, you guys have a blessed day.
All right. Peace.
Peace.